And our final award of the evening goes to Linda Blacken. In the last 5 years, Linda has volunteered on more than 400 New York Cares projects, giving over 1,200 hours of service to the community. And to give you an idea, that's equal to 30 work weeks on top of her job. Now, her many volunteer projects include everything from teaching computer skills to homeless and disabled adults. She provides companionship to lonely and isolated seniors. She's introduced kids from shelters to the wonders of New York City, and she has organized groups of 200 and more volunteers during our citywide days of service. Now, not only does she volunteer to lead these projects, Linda also encourages leadership in others. When asked why they're applying to be a volunteer team leader, many of our current leaders respond that their first team leader, Linda Blacken, was their motivation and inspiration. As a matter of fact, when Linda came in here tonight, one of the staff members stopped her and said, "I volunteered on one of your projects in the Bronx." That's how memorable Linda is. And as a member of our Speakers Bureau, she is often the first face that many new volunteers see at orientations. So Linda, you are a wonderful example for new volunteers, and you truly exemplify the New York Cares spirit. We are proud to present you with our New York Cares Leadership Award.
Thank you very much, Gary. For months on end last year, I entered the old ballroom of the Hotel Pennsylvania. It was there that hundreds of New York Cares volunteers gave 23,000 children the chance to make our city streets a little bit friendlier. Volunteers teamed up with children of all races and ages, many of whom were sick or disabled, and many more who were living in poverty. We came together with purpose, to paint and to listen, to teach and to learn. We were all part of a public arts project called Garden in Transit. Remember all those flowers on the hoods and roofs and trunks of the yellow cabs? A garden on wheels that made everyone smile. Together, we transformed the city's fleet of yellow cabs, but we did more than just make the cabs pretty. New York Cares volunteers helped give these children a sense of accomplishment, the opportunity to point with excitement and pride and say, "I did that." A project like this can change a child. I know it changed me. At the beginning of each session, before anyone picked up a paintbrush, we would talk to the children about social issues. Of course, they'd say, "What's a social issue?" And we would explain. A social issue is something that affects you and the people around you. Things like drugs, poverty, and violence. We did this to get the children to think about their place in the world, to give them a voice, and to empower them to understand that they can change the things they don't like. Many of them didn't have that sense before this project. One afternoon, I sat with a sweet-faced 8-year-old boy named Louis. When I asked Louis about what mattered to him, he said, "Gangs." "Are gangs bad?" I asked him. "No," he said, "they're good." "Oh, why are gangs good?" And he casually responded, "Because they're a family." That made me think about my own family, the people I depend on for comfort and security. And I wondered what happened in Lewis's life to make him seek the comfort of family in a gang. Lewis is just 8 years old. I wanted to help him avoid the pitfalls of choosing the wrong path at such a young age. I wanted him to know that he has options. So we talked for a while about other places that can be like family: community centers, school clubs, sports teams, places where brotherhood exists without the bad things that can get us into trouble. We continued to talk while we started to paint. And later that afternoon, Lewis decided to change his social issue to pollution. He wanted to make his neighborhood pretty, just like the flowers on the taxis. There are countless children like Lewis who are in desperate need of positive role models, people who will engage them and encourage them to think, people who will listen to them and help broaden their horizons. New York Cares gives me and 43,000 other volunteers like me the opportunity to be there for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda, for sharing your story. And I'd like to thank everyone now for a wonderful evening celebrating our 21st year. To continue in the spirit of giving that has marked the evening, the Red Apple centerpieces at your tables will be donated to City Harvest tonight. And before we leave, I want you to know that if tonight was your introduction to New York Cares, I encourage you to join me at our offices for a 1-hour Dare to Care event. During Dare to Care, you'll learn more about the impact of our work and the many ways you or your company can get involved. Just give one of your business cards to a New York Cares staff member on the way out. We'll be sure to contact you in the next few days and make that happen. I hope you join me at a Dare to Care soon, and I want to thank you again for being here this evening, and have a wonderful holiday. Thank you.